we've been guys, yeah, we see a woman, we're attracted to her, we want to have sex with her, but it's not where it starts or where it ends. You see a woman and I don't think most guys see a woman and just go, I want to have sex with her and that's it. You see a woman and what you think is that she's this perfect vessel, right? Now, a lot of, I know you two have been guilty of it too back in the days. You see a woman and you go, man, she is gorgeous. I would marry her, right? That's what you think, right? Then you get to know her and you go, okay, well, maybe not, because I just saw her do something that was, maybe she's a little too costly, or maybe she's a little too, maybe that if I could just get, maybe if I could get through her guards, and then, yeah, maybe not, maybe I don't want to keep her around so long, but, maybe she'll change a little bit after we have sex, or, no, she didn't.
I'll start with the communication. That's the easiest thing to touch on right now. So yeah, communication, because we communicate differently. And so that's something like in my marriage that I have learned just recently. So I think that when we communicate as mostly, like, we're as women, we're mostly feminine, and then men mostly masculine. A lot of times what we do as women is that we do try to communicate to that masculinity. So we try to be aggressive when we communicate with certain things. So there's a couple of things that we'll do. We'll either not communicate at all because we think that they should, you were saying, like, we should expect them to know what's on our mind. Like, that's something that recently I had to throw away. Expectation, like, you should know. Like, we've been married long enough for you to know what's on my mind. Mm-hmm. And so then what happens is then we get to a point where we're so frustrated because you should already know what I'm thinking, that then it turns into kind of an aggressive kind of thing, more of a masculine, like I'm trying to go at you with my masculine energy. Mm-hmm. When I think of the whole concept of women, a woman's power is in our femininity, and it's in that concept of it's in that concept, like in the biblical story, Samson and Delilah, that I use my femininity to not necessarily get what I want, but I'm using my femininity to kind of lower your guard. Mm-hmm. So once you lower that man's guard, then you're able to communicate more efficiently, as opposed to I'm going to go in and I'm going to say whatever I got to say. I'm going to tackle your masculinity. That's not. And as talking to other men, knowing that when a masculine energy meets with another masculine energy, what happens, what that can turn into. So right. I know the men can speak on that.
It's true, and I'm going to let you continue. But with men, aggression meets aggression,
right?
And that's just how we are, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there are many things that women can say. If they weren't women, if they were another man, they'd be swallowing teeth. And that's how men are. And I don't want to eat too much into your time, but oftentimes a lot of women think that, by being harsh and I don't want to say attacking, but being harsh and being very critical is a way to get a man to see their point. And it doesn't work. I mean, you can't make somebody, when you put somebody on the defensive, they've already shut down. They're not listening to you. And so I think that by complaining and nagging, it has the opposite of effect, because you got three men here on the panel. I don't know any man that wants to be around another man that whines and complains. We just don't like it. If you have a problem, you better have a solution. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. Staying in my line?
No, sir. Not at all.
So go ahead and continue. I don't want to. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah. So That's interesting too, because the whole concept of the kind of like the nagging wife and things like that. Because I mean, even our kids, we don't like, as women, we don't want our kids to be whining and nagging. So I understand that. But the when you spoke about the men and women compete, now that is very true. And then even when Sweet Jones brought up how he teaches his daughter, that is something that they are saying, that a lot of women who are acting the way that they are, masculine, the masculine energy, that's coming from men teaching their daughters that, don't rely on men. Now, of course, you have women who teach their daughters. I know me growing up, there's another piece we have to add into there, that, also, the whole concept of white men being kind of the savior, like they're the ones that can take care of you. Mm-hmm. So you also grow up with the concept of you need to take care of yourself, because these black men are not going to be able to take care of you. These black men are not, you can't rely on them. But then you also have the other piece. But if you want somebody to take care of you, go get a white man, because the white man is going to be able to take care of you. So you have those pieces that have been, given to us as little girls. So from all these different points of view, it's hard to keep the black family, intact, because we have all of these different pieces coming at us. So my father might be saying, not rely on a man, because he doesn't want you to rely on a man to the point where, he's feeling
not aimed at.
Yeah. And then you have your mother, who might have been mistreated by a man. So she's telling you that as well. So, you have all of these different things, but what the word that you used was inferiority. And I think that we have to understand that it's not about the woman being inferior. It's more of, we have different strengths. Mm-hmm. So if we understand the different strengths in a relationship, because if you're saying, I'm protecting my daughter by telling her this, but then she grows up and she gets a man and she doesn't feel like she can be protected, that's gonna be a clash. Mm-hmm. Because you want to release her into someone else who can protect her. Right. So I think those are a lot of different things that we have to think about, as far as like, I want to release her into someone who can protect her. Not that she's inferior, but we live in a world where men have they have strength, like that we don't necessarily have, but we have strengths in other areas.
Right.
And go ahead.
No, I agree. And before I move on to Rick, I will say that part of the reason why I wanted this platform to be this way is because I feel like a lot of men and women, our relationship is more transactional than it is cooperative. And I believe that, a lot of women, they live in echo chambers. They repeat, they hear the same thing over and over again, right? And I think that if more men and women had friendships that, not based on sex, I know it's hard for, for men to sometimes are attracted to the women, but if you have a genuine friendship where you're exposed to opinions from the other side, I think that's invaluable, rather than us just looking at women for a sexual opportunity and women looking at us for financial come up. Rick, what you got?
Man, I'm all over the place. I've been itching over here.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna start with the last thing you said. I hear this all the time. I really don't think that guys are as focused on sex as a lot of people think. We've been guys, we see a woman, we're attracted to her, we want to have sex with her, but it's not where it starts or where it ends. You see a woman and you I don't think most guys see a woman and just go, I want to have sex with her and that's it. You see a woman and what you think is that she's this perfect vessel, right? Now, a lot of, I know you two have been guilty of it too back in the days. You see a woman and you go, man, she is gorgeous. I would marry her, right? That's what you think, right? Then you get to know her and you go, okay, well, maybe not, because I just saw her do something that was, maybe she's a little too costly, or maybe she's a little too, maybe that if I could just get, maybe if I could get through her guards, and then, maybe not, maybe I don't want to keep her around so long, but, maybe she'll change a little bit after we have sex, or, no, she didn't. Okay, well, at least I got the cheeks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that, like, men just look at a woman and be like, hey, man, I just want to drop some seeds over here, drop some seeds over there. That's one thing. And I think that we can't get very far in a lot of conversations because a lot of women, when I'm trying to talk to them, they equate everything, they center everything a man does around sex. And I tell people that even since I was a youngin', it was the things you did that made me want to have sex with you more than how you presented, like how you physically present. That's just the starting point, because there's always that initial attraction. That's what's going to pique your curiosity. Oh, they look nice. I wonder what type of person they are. Am I freezing up? Because I see.
No, you're good. I'll let you know.
Okay. I think that there's always the initial attraction, but I think that works both ways. I think women experience that initial attraction as well. And then they start to dig and try to check, the layers. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. And then, so, I think that once you get vested a little bit, oh man, I done spent a couple weeks talking to her on the phone, never start going, well, what can I salvage out of this? Right. And then you start being like a scrap guy. Like you start going, can I salvage something out of this, right? And then, now our timelines might be different. While you are growing less patient, she may be growing accustomed to you. And so by the time y'all link it up, you might be done with her and she may be just getting used to you, because we are looking at things differently. But I know that most guys are not just focused on sex unless you present as simply a sex object. And I think that that's just not something that we look at every woman and see. Some women present as, if we can see that you got the tummy tuck and you got the BBL and you got the breast implants and you got the fake hair, we see that you want our attention. And we see that you want, and your pictures are all you got it tooted out in every picture. We see that's where you want us to focus. That's where we're going to focus. But if you present different, I'm looking at my background, right? Ain't no dude walking up to her talking about sex off the break. He going to talk to her about hermetic principles and all kinds of other stuff. He's not talking to her about sex off the break. Ain't no dude going to walk up to Queenie. Queenie just look different. You're not going to walk up to her and talk to her about sex off the break. Even if she got the leather pants on, you not coming at her. Now that drunk dude might, but he not a representative for all of us.
Right. Get off my Instagram.
Huh? What'd you say?
Get off my Instagram.
Get off your Instagram. I'm going now. I'm going now. You better block me while you got a chance. But look, hey, I'm a guy. What they say, Raphael Sadiq, I'm still a man. But in that man, I do have many levels, many layers. Now, you talked about protecting your daughter. I think that, and Ma'at talked about feminine energy, right? So she said she used her feminine energy to lower the guard. But I want to talk about that with the protection, right? I don't think that the feminine energy lowers a man's guard as much as it pieces his soul. Because we in it for the feminine energy. That's what we in it for. You give us that, we give you everything else. So like you are not lesser than when you express your feminine energy. And if you teach a woman to operate within her feminine, she don't have to be as strong as a man because she got every man. We can hear it in her voice and see it in her eyes. We're gonna jump. We're gonna jump. We can see it because I know we all been out and seen some people getting into some stuff, and you stop your antenna go up, you check out the situation, and then you hear her sounding like she been done 4 life sentences in prison, and you go, right? I'm not getting involved with that because her energy is ugly. So you're not gonna come to her rescue. Oh, she sounds strong as me. We in it for feminine energy. And I heard a lady the other day on some broadcast, and she was talking about how much of a woman she was, and she degreed and all this and that. And then a man said something she didn't like, and her Jamaican side came out, and she told him, she said, "Go suck your mother." Now, if she had 10,000 men interested in her in that one brief moment, that all went away. I don't want a woman that's going to tell a man, "Go suck your mother." Mm-hmm. I don't, because you could just the look of dissatisfaction from a woman is such a powerful thing from a man. You ain't got to out-argue me. If you just looking let down will break a man down.
Right.
You look let down. And that dude will be like, what? When he go and get hit in his private place, he's going to say, "What did I do? What did I do?" But if you give him masculine energy back, he's never going to get to that place.
Right.
This sword is not more valuable than the sheath. Without the sheath, the sword will rust. It will cut its handler. It's just so many things. The sheath is just as valuable as the sword.
Right. And
you're not gonna put 2 swords together. They're not gonna protect one another. It's just gonna be problems. They're gonna dull one another. They're gonna dent one another, whatever. Sword, sheath, woman, man. All of that other stuff is just gonna cause problems. It's just gonna weaken things.